the media.
So, Madam Pope Kai from the National Civil Society Organization, welcome to the media.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How do you feel being here today, part of Women Support Women Initiative?
I feel very important, and I think this initiative is a good one. And being a part of the start or to drive this process is something that I must appreciate and wholeheartedly say that I support this initiative now and will continue to support it. Because when we're talking about being inclusive in supporting initiative for women, we must start from ourselves. So we say women supporting women. So that support cannot be overemphasized. We have to be the change that we want to be. So whenever we have these initiatives, we come there to support it, and you can see that today our support was in the 40s. We're saying that we support this initiative because we want to train more women, we want to help mentor more women, and we want to get women more involved into different developmental issues. So how can you represent yourself? You have to be informed. So how do you have the information? We have women that are already empowered. We are saying since you are already empowered, you have the information, you need to work with other young women to bring them up to speed. So there's a very important program, Women Supporting Women. And why should we support women? We want to increase women empowerment, economic empowerment. We want to increase women political participation. We want to increase women in leadership. We want this this women empowerment initiative to make sure that more women are represented at different levels, social, economic, and political. So when we say women supporting women, we have to be intentional. So these are some of the ways that we support these processes to be very intentional when we say women supporting women.
Now, Loretta Slevon is a brand name in the atmosphere of advocating for women. And Kopa Tokwe for mispronouncing your name. So my question to you is that because we follow your advocacy trying to support the women issue, girls issue, trying to empower girls, all the things there, what gives you the drive? What gives you the passion? What motivates you? And if you were asked to name somebody as your role model, who will you point to that keep you in this path?
So let me say again, my name is Loretta A. Pope Kai. Behind every successful woman is herself. You have to motivate yourself. So over the years, we've worked with other women, we network with other women, but at the end of the day, you have to be yourself motivated. So what has really driven me is that pushing myself into different spaces, right? Not just sitting at the back, but making sure my actions are very visible and intentional. So I have motivated myself over the years. I have built network with other women, and I have used other women as mentors. Right, so over the years we've been linked to mentors, created a mentor and mentee relationship, and we have networked with different groups, and we've seen ourselves in different spaces. So we're saying as young women, you have to be the change that you want to be, right? So you cannot sit and not doing anything and you want to excel in life. How do you excel? We're saying that we should provide safe spaces for women. How do we provide safe spaces for women, right? By including them into every decision making. Young women also represent their own issue. Last week, I also launched a group called the Radical Young Women Initiative. It was an extraordinary young women group coming together to say we represent our own issues. We want to speak on our own issues. Our issues are unique. Women issues are unique. So if we don't speak on our own issues, if we don't represent ourselves to speak on our own issue, nobody's going to speak there for us. So we need to be pushed to sit at the table, to make decisions, to make our own decision in our own favor. So you have to motivate yourself first and then follow up with other people that are already in the spaces of being successful.
Two questions in one. Before you come in, sorry
Yeah.
for the interruption. Two questions in one. We keep pushing women in leadership, our girls, we keep having this initiative, but no fusion. You think what is wrong? You think what we need to do in Liberia to keep pushing women into leadership, into politics, and what have you?
So the thing here is a system issue, right? It's not happening now. It happened before. So when you see women coming together and say, fix the system, we want a system that is going to support inclusiveness. right? We know that we're going to support our own issue, but if the system support it, it will be binding. So if you say it's not coming to fruition, what is the system doing? Those that are in leadership, what are they doing? Are they intentional, or are they playing lip service? We have to move from playing lip service to come to the actualization of things happening. So if you say women empowerment, right? If you must start from the political parties, don't support women on the political wings. Support women that they will become chairman of the political parties. And the president to appoint more women as political appointees into different leadership positions. We must be intentional, right? So the president has declared himself as the feminist in chief. I think he needs to do more. He's already started the process by appointing more women. And so we're calling on him to do more. We even calling on the ruling party. The ruling party recently, I think, being gender inclusive by including more women, or saying that they are deliberate to say that we want more women to be included into our different spaces. That is good. Leadership by example. So as you saying leadership by example, I think you should be in the forefront or the driving seat to drive that process.
And diverting from the women initiative, we keep talking about women. Let's now take the civil society angle. What's the civil society point of view in the recent violence involving the university student and that of the CDC cops?
But I spoke about it before. On the day of the event, and even the next day, I came out with a public statement condemning the incident in its strongest form and calling on the government to investigate. I'm saying the government need to take immediate action, calling on the Ministry of Justice and the Liberian National Police to investigate. And right after that statement, I saw that the Liberian National Police came out with a statement also that they have launched an investigation into the matter. But what we can say here now, there are many ongoing investigations that we have not seen the report. We need to see those reports, and the authority needs to make those reports very visible so we know what is happening. We're saying they need to take immediate action. How long will you take to investigate incidents that occur, right? It's a threat to the society, and as we approaching elections, we need to be careful, right? The joint security needs to be forceful. We need to be protected, right? The government has a responsibility to protect its citizens. So if we are not protected, if we are not secure, we are not going anywhere, right? You can have students exercising their constitutional right and be abused, right? So how long will you take to investigate? We say investigate immediately and come up with the perpetrators be brought to book. So we came up strongly condemning what has happened and calling on the government to investigate. We will no longer sit on the fence to watch these things happening. We need to be intentional and call on the government. As civil society, we'll continue to play our watchdog role, remaining very independent in what we do, but however working with the government and calling their attention on these issues. And I think it's a national concern. It is a national concern. You cannot have peaceful protesters exercising their constitutional right, and at the end of the day, they be violated or abused. We strongly speak against it. We condemn it in the strongest form, and we call on the government, who has the authority, to investigate. And we are waiting for that investigation report. However, in subsequent time, the National Civil Society Council, we're going to launch our own investigation so that we make sure that those perpetrators are brought to book, and we will also continue to remind the government of their commitments. They signed on to international convention, they signed on to international protocols, and they have the right to protect us as citizens, and it's also in support of those human rights protocols that they have signed, and it should be implemented. So all we can say, we are waiting on the government investigation, and at the end of the day, the council is also going to come up with their own investigation to buttress what has happened, and also calling on our international partners.
Thank you so much, Madam
Yes.
Madam Card.